Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new series on coin collecting. I've been a coin collector for several years now. I thought it would be a fun idea to introduce people to this amazing world of coin collecting. So without further ado, let's get started. So first off, what is a coin collector called? Now, if you're not a coin collector, you probably don't know this, but coin collectors are called numisticists. Now this actually comes from the Latin word numisma, meaning coin or currency. Next, we're going to be talking about different types of coins. I'm only going to go into the basic types of coins. I'm not going to go into more depth. I'll be doing that in later videos on these specific coins. So first off, we're going to be talking about common types of coins, which you should all know. Got the penny or the small cent. Got the nickel, the dime, the quarter, half dollar, and you should all be familiar with the silver dollar and gold dollars. There are also bullion coins, but those are just for show. I'm not going to be talking about those. I'm talking about maybe circulating coins, but these all are. Now, if you didn't know, over the course of our nation's 250-year history, there have been nearly 20 different coin denominations. These are just the current ones. These are the only ones that are still in circulation today. We're going to be talking about the other types, the iconic types. These were all phased out. Most of these were phased out by the start of the 20th century, and all were phased out by the 1930s. The first one is the half cent, then you have the large cent, the 2 cent, 3 cent, half dime, 20 cent, quarter eagle, $3, $4, half eagle, eagle, and double eagle. So the quarter eagle is actually worth $2.50. The half eagle is worth $5. The eagle's worth $10, and the double eagle's worth $20. So I'm not going to go into depth on these. These are just the uncommon types of coin denominations. I guess the more valuable ones because they're all out of print. Now we go into more depth on all of these in later videos. So subscribe if you want to learn more about these coins. So next up is what goes into a coin's value. Now all different coins have different values. And there are a few things that go into these values. Now the first one is their condition. Now, if a coin's in better condition, obviously it's going to be worth more. Another thing, if it's certified, which is what these things are on screen, these are all certified by NGC, which is one of the top coin grading services in the United States, I think the world. But if they're certified, they're generally going to be worth more. That's just something to keep in mind. But to determine a coin's condition, it's going to be one of the five. It's going to be on a 170 point grading scale, which is known as the Sheldon coin grading scale. Now, there are different conditions on this scale. There's poor, fair, about good, good, very good, fine, very fine, extremely fine, about uncirculated, and mint state. Now, the farther right on this spectrum they are, the more valuable they are. And closer to the left, like, the less they're going to be worth. So the next thing is age. Now, generally speaking, the older the coin, the more valuable it's going to be. But there are a few exceptions to this rule. Some older coins are going to be, most older coins are going to be worth more than newer coins, but sometimes the newer coins are worth more than the older ones. Right? There That's just an exception. Generally, that means the coin has some sort of mint error, or it's in a much better condition, higher gradient state than the older one. There's something you gotta keep in mind. But good rule of thumb is generally the older the coin, the more valuable it is. So next is whether or not it has an error. Talked a little bit about that in the last slide. I'm going to be doing the next video in the series is going to be specifically on errors. So we're going to be talking about these 3 errors on screen. These are just 3 basic ones, very distinctive ones. You got the off centers on the left, center, it's a double strike. Actually, I believe on the right, it's 2 types of errors. You can see from the cracks in the coin that it's actually a die crack error, which means the die, so like the stamp that they use to put the print on the coins, actually broke when it was doing it. So that's why it has these cracks in it. But it's also a broad strike, so it has a rim on one side and no rim on the other. Now there are many types of mint errors that you gotta look out for. Like the one in the center, that's easy to spot, but the quarter on the right, that's pretty difficult to spot right away. You just gotta be careful when looking at an error. So next is the melt value. How much is the coin worth if you melt it down into its base material? Now this mainly applies to gold and silver coins, but there's also platinum coins. Like they're not going to be worth less than they are to melt down. That's just something to keep in mind. Another thing I want to talk about before we move on from this topic is scarcity. I forgot to make a slide for that, but generally speaking, the less the coin is in circulation, the more valuable it is. By circulation, I mean circling around the numismatist world. So if there's less of those coins circling around the numismatist world, it's going to be worth more. But if they're pretty common in the numismatist world, then they're not going to be worth that much. That's just something to keep in mind. So, next topic is hunting grounds. Where can you go to find coins? First off, something you should always do first, check your pockets. Chances are you may have something of value in your pockets. That's something to keep in mind. Always check your change. Remember that. So next is coin dealers. Now, if you live in a major city or near a major city, there should be at least one or a couple coin dealers in the area. This is a very big international hobby. There's a lot of people out there who are seeking coins. Coin dealer is also a good place to go to get your coin checked out. If you think it might be an error, you can specify. You can take it to the person to get it looked at. That's just something to keep in mind. Next is coin shows. Now, coin shows are actually where multiple dealers, usually a dozen or so at a time, come together in the same room to buy and sell coins with each other and with customers. These are great places. Like, it's so much fun to go to one of these and talk to other people who love this hobby. And actually, there are 2 national coin shows, which to just have 200 plus 2 to like 400 plus dealers in the same room, like millions, probably tens of millions of dollars worth of coins in a single room like this. They're just so much fun. It's a great place to go to find coins. And it's just doing it. We are serious about the hobby. So next up, I would not recommend this option, but this is technically an option, but buying coins online. Only do this if you trust the dealer. If you know who the dealer is, and you trust them, then do it. Otherwise, skip this option. There's only one, maybe 2 dealers online that I trust. That's because I met them in person. I know who they are. They know their stuff. So, that's something you have to keep in mind. So next up is accessories. Now, as you can see from this picture, these are coin capsules. They're capsules that you can put coins in, to like store them better, stuff like that. But if you are very serious, I would suggest getting something like this. You'll never know what you might find. Most of the time, if you buy something from an actual dealer, they will already have it in some sort of capsule like this. But if you find something in circulation, then I would suggest getting a capsule for it just to keep it safe so that it doesn't get damaged or anything. But another thing is, you can display your coins in or to store them in some sort of nice box that's designed for that. One other thing is like a jeweler's magnifying glass that you can use to actually look at the details of these coins. And that brings me back to hunting grounds. Is jewelry stores actually do sometimes have coins. Same thing with antique stores. Sometimes they have these antique coins. But not always. You have to keep that in mind when looking for coins. But I highly recommend getting stuff like magnifying glass or storage container. If you are really serious about the hobby, then that's kind of what you need. And there is actually an official coin collecting magazine called The Numismatist, which you can subscribe to, which I'm actually subscribed to. It has a lot of fun information, lots of updates on the coin collecting world. It is a great magazine, really fun to read. I suggest getting it. And that is all for today. As always, please like this video. If you want to learn more about coins, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. I'm going to be doing more videos like this in the future with more into depth of what I'm explaining. Like, this is just the basics of coin collecting. Well, some of the basics. I'll be going more in depth into everything. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.